I have never seen such an unattractive, non-committal handbag in my life. Like, this takes the cake. Hold up, before you buy another Neverfull, you need to pay attention to this video. I'm guessing that we've probably both had very similar bag buying journeys where we all were infatuated, obsessed even at one point with Louis Vuitton. And for me, I kind of fell off Louis Vuitton in like 2013, 2014. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, why did that happen? I think that's when Nicolas Ghesquière took over the women's section over at Louis Vuitton. I went through my huge Balenciaga Moto era, and Ghesquière gave us that era over at Balenciaga, but why isn't it computing when it comes to the women's bags over at Louis Vuitton? It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But then LV made this big decision to bring on Pharrell for the men's section. I know we were all saying it, but like, this is gimmicky, like this is just another like kind of like a razzle dazzle moment for the brand trying to hype up things. But listen, like the men's section, that is where the heat is at, and this isn't just a men's video. Today I just want to dive in and look at everything new, the newness over at Louis Vuitton, and kind of dissect like what's good, what went wrong, and how did we get here in 2025, because it is blowing my mind. But before we dive into all that, hey guys, my name's Caleb. I post luxury and lifestyle content both here on YouTube and over my website, curatedbycaleb.com, where you'll also find an amazing store amongst the blogs. If you're looking for a little bit more access to the channel, some more exclusive behind the scenes involvement, consider joining the membership. You'll get access to a Discord, members meetups, secret members only lives. Trust me, it is a ton of fun. There's some good stuff coming to the brand, but there's also some major misses. I just don't understand it. Like, what is going on, LV? The low-key handbags, like, so these are going to be more subtle. These are more of your like quiet luxury leaning handbags. Honestly, they're some of my favorites, not gonna lie. So with these, you have the low-key Cookie which she's cute, right? Just a cute little hobo moment. With the low-key hobo, you have that like Louis Vuitton lock on the side. One of the few bags that I would buy in 2025 from the women's section. I am loving this kind of cognac brown color. $3,600, like, that's like Ralph Lauren Ricky money. That's pre-owned Hermes Lindy money. I'm in my Lindy this week. That's why it's coming to my mind. With the Cabas again, you don't quite get the vibe that the low-key hobo is bringing, but still it's pretty decent. $43.50. I would probably buy this over buying like an on-the-go any day, because the on-the-go never really did it for me. It's like a couple of special editions, which, speaking of special editions, like during the Marc Jacobs era, and correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but it felt like the limited editions were like a special treat. Because if I remember right, like we had Murakami every few years. We had Steven Sprouse, Robert Wilson, the Richard Prince collection, Sofia Coppola. It just felt like they were like little treats along the different years. And now it feels like the special limited edition collections are just like multiple a season. There's just so much product being pushed at us all the time. Let me know down in the comments, like, what do you think of the current collabs? Let's get that conversation going, because in my mind, there's a lot of Louis Vuitton product to look at all times. It's almost too much, in my opinion. Now, one collection that they're bringing up to the newness set is Monogram, which came out when I was shopping at the brand like 15 years ago. These always pop up. You're always going to see them on like the Real Fashion File Yugis with someone else's initials on them. It's a fun way to kind of like make the bag yours, but at the same time, I don't know, there's no resale value because it's got your initials on it. So you have to make sure you really want that bag, or you're willing to take a huge loss just to have your initials on it. I think in my mind, a better way to kind of introduce like your initials and whatnot is to just get one of the luggage tags, which can you still buy those without having a Keepall at this point? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Get a luggage tag or a key clochette and have your initials put on that. And then when you go to resell it, just take it off. You're going to get a pretty good return on your money. Now, the collection that I dislike the most, and this has kind of been my gripe with the women's section over at LV, these are the new models. So these are going to be like your Anytimes. There's different bags now in the Damier Ebene, some new twists and whatnot. I really don't like the new models. That Ghesquière, ever since he kind of joined LV, has been kind of like looking for his design signature. His Moto bag, that was like a complete accident. And if you want a little bit more information on the Balenciaga Moto trend, Moto phenomenon, if you will, go and check out some of my older Balenciaga videos. I went into a whole deep dive on how he made like a few testers, gave them to a few very select supermodels. Absolutely fascinating how they cobbled these bags together and they became such a big cult phenomenon. Even in 2025, they're still making the city bag, thank God, because they need to make something good at Balenciaga. I'm just waiting for this moment for Ghesquière over at LV. Like, it hasn't really clicked yet. And speaking of clicking, and I know they're shoving this bag down our throats, but how do we feel about the LV biker? I feel like this is kind of like like their attempt at like a current it bag to like drive us all crazy. Go in, spend $4,600 for the but like, do we like it? Does it look like it's in 2025, or is it kind of giving, you remember those dresses that were kind of like form-fitted and had like the black cutouts on the side with like a bright primary color down the middle? It's kind of giving that energy. Every time I look at it, like it just screams 2016 at me. Like I cannot avoid it. It's giving business casual at the club, if you will, millennials. Hopefully you pick up on that joke. I like that they gave the monogram interior. Like that's kind of a vibe. Like my LV Suhali back here, that has a monogram interior, but it's done in like a really nice satin. I don't know. For me, it feels like a try hard. It feels like a try hard it bag. Like they need something in the women's section to really take off. They've given us this that we didn't ask for, and it's not a vibe. Like I am not loving the LV biker right now. I don't want to offend anyone. So if these are like the bags that you absolutely love them, enjoy them, don't let me take that away from you. But the anytime, I have never seen such an unattractive, non-committal handbag in my life. Like this takes the cake. It's trying to give us Hermes Tourette there on the front with the padlock. Awesome, cool. I see what you did there. But like most LV hardware, it's just fake. It's a magnet behind there. So right now we're looking at the sand and the empreinte leather, which empreinte leather, not a fan of either. Like I've tried to buy empreinte bags before. I just get in the store, I try them on. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I get it. People love it. It has a cult following. Awesome. Good for you. It's not for me. But with this light colorway and that cheap brass plated hardware, with that running back and forth, we all know that you can't leave a lock on your Birkin because you're going to get the smile. This is going to give you the smile, and it's going to be in like a really black kind of green mark from that like cheap hardware corroding on the front. It's not going to look cute after like, give it a year of wear. It's not going to look cute. It's just non-committal. Like they're not leaning into the classics. And this is what we're going to talk about with the Pharrell men's collection here in just a moment. They're not leaning into the classic iconography, the styles of yesterday. They're just kind of losing it. They're trying too hard to make 2025 LV for women like this new thing. And that's not what LV is. Like we buy LV for the history and the trunks and the yada yada. We're not going in to buy something that looks like the Anytime PM in sand. I literally cannot stand looking at this bag. Do you have an Anytime PM, by the way, in the empreinte leather? Do you like it? Have you seen some issues with that lock dangling on the front? Let me know because I'm really curious to hear about it. Now, one thing they did get right, and this is going to be with the whole vibe collection. So the Speedy Cargo vibe. So what I love about this one, it does a lot of things right. First of all, we're getting that East-West trend done, check. We're getting the cargo trend again, check. Overall, it's pretty decent. I like that they didn't put any of those silly little fake locks or metal LV hardware on the luggage tag. They must be listening. Thank you for that. And then also, I kind of like the CarryAll vibe. The CarryAll I've always liked. I've tried it on a few times myself. But with this one, the CarryAll Cargo PM, 100% cute, 100% here for it. I think I like it most in the black colorway. The vanilla it's pretty, but the noir is definitely where it's going to be at. The only thing stopping me from buying the CarryAll is that silly little tie at the top. Like I get it. Like you could have just done like a nice magnet covered in Alcantara. Oh, there is a magnet. So literally the tie at the top is just superfluous. Not a fan, don't love it, but I do like that it has that cute little D-ring for, again, another luggage tag. They love their luggage tags, or we can do like a cute bag charm. It's bag charm season after all. That's a win. The vibe collection is a vibe. We're going to give it a win. I know I went really hard on the Anytime, but listen, I've been looking at LV and lusting after LV ever since I was like in middle school. So I've had a pretty long history buying the brand, interacting with the brand, and current iterations of the women's collection is just not it. We've got some other things like the wallet on chain Rosie, looks like something you'd see hanging at the racks at a TJ Maxx. Don't love the hardware on the front of that. The CarryAll PM and the empreinte. Hate the luggage tag, don't need that. I don't know, the empreinte collections, it's kind of getting a little tired. It's like the Mahina collection after a while, like it just needs, we need to let it go. We've loved it, but it's time to let it sail on. Like I'm tired of looking at the empreinte leather. The nautical collection, it's giving just us kind of like a best hits of for denim, just redone in different colors. So again, a superfluous collection that we didn't really need. I don't know what makes it nautical. Denim's not necessarily a nautical fabric. Embodying a coastal elegance. So they're trying to go for the coastal grandma aesthetic. Okay, cool. You know, take your Speedy to the beach. I don't really know what you're doing. The LV Vibe collection, I honestly love everything about it except for the ties on the CarryAll. Again, that's just my gripe. The Sunset Vibe, it's a vibe. Love the Monsterie Vibe backpack. It's like edgy, and I know that we've seen streetwear for honestly almost the last decade. It started really heavy in like 2016, gained a lot of steam in 2018 going into 2019. The streetwear aesthetic, it's kind of done, but I see what they're trying to do. Like these are going to be like your edgier bags. So like people who aren't afraid of a little bit of an edgy vibe, kind of punk almost with these chains and extra details. It's cool. It's 100. The pochette is really cool. I've never said that about an LV pochette, but the LV pochette vibe, it's a vibe. I love it. Now we're gonna skip Murakami because listen, the whole Murakami collections have been beat to death. So if you want to watch those videos, go and check them out. They'll be linked down below. But with the women's collection, like I said, like they're not leaning in and appreciating the heritage. I think being a heritage brand, that's your bread and butter. Like just keep giving us kind of like trunk inspired Speedies, Neverfulls. That's another thing. It seemed like back during the Marc Jacobs era, we get new bags every now and then. Like the Galliera and the Artsy came out around the same time. The Delightful, the Favorite. Like we had like really good bags that would occasionally come out, but we weren't constantly bombarded with these new bags, new collections, just new noise. It's noise. It is all noise. With the men's collection, I never thought I would say this. In fact, like I said, I was very skeptical when Pharrell joined the brand. I'm like, okay, this is just another gimmick. They're just, all right, let's move on. Like let's get someone real in here. He's doing a good job. Guys, he is doing an amazing job. Cannot believe I'm saying that because I was not on board. One of the new collections under newness over at Louis Vuitton, and I'll have these linked down below too so you can look at them. The first collection that comes up is the Monogram Archive. So already, as someone who's been collecting the brand, collecting vintage pieces, I've had pieces all the way back to the early 80s. Just the fact that they're actually looking into the archives, giving us updated modern takes on those older pieces, phenomenal. So right off the bat, I am loving the Cargo wearable wallet. And I never thought I would say this, but I would be willing to spend the $2,300 for this PVC coated canvas little bag because it's cute. We've got the energy with the cargo. We've got the flap on the front, minimal hardware that actually does something. Mind-blowing, I know, right? I like it a lot. I also like the Satchel Messenger. I think this is a really cool bag. I'm not even really into messenger bags. Looking at this bag, I would almost believe you if you told me that this was late 80s, early 90s. That is how much of a vibe it is. And then we're also looking at things like the Steamer Wearable Wallet. Again, we're doing what they do best. We're doing the whole like trunk energy. We've got the flap. It's a smaller version of a much larger bag, the Steamer bag, which low-key, if you're traveling with a steamer bag, like good for you. Love that energy. The mini soft trunk, I do like. I appreciate it for other people. I'm just kind of tired of trunk bags in general. The vanity case, like that, those kind of bags, I'm a little bit over. But what I love the most, and I give them all the props for, they brought bags back like the Nil. We have the Trocadero, we have the Amazon, and we have the Danube, which I recently just sold in a drop over at curatedbycaleb.com. There's going to be more coming here in about a month or so, so keep your eye on the website. There's always new stuff. With these bags, guys, they actually like they lean into the brand's heritage, but they're still fresh. Like they're a modern take on what they've been doing so well for literally 100 years plus. They're stunning, like the Monster Cargo backpack. I'm not even a backpack guy. Like when have you ever seen me rant and rave about a backpack? This is one I would buy. Like, and they did it right. Like they took into consideration, and this is something the women's collection never gets right, the material. So with Louis Vuitton material, yes, it's PVC coated canvas, it's durable, but it's gonna crack, especially when you have it like pleated and folded and like you're doing like the whole like I'm doing like a drawstring on like a bucket bag or the Monstery backpack. Those like hard edges are eventually going to crack, wear out. It's not going to be pretty, and once it's cracked, LV deems that as dead. Like they're done, they're not going to work on it. This one, they've actually encased the drawstring up at the top in the lining fabric. Pharrell, you have thought of everything. This is amazing. Now, scrolling through, we're going to look at men's spring 2025. I'm not the biggest fan of when they do like leather with like LVs in different colors. Like the whole, what was it, the Kusin bag from the multicolor collection? Didn't look like multicolor. It just looked like leather with colorful LVs stamped into it. Not a fan. The Keepall Bandoulière, all of you rant and rave about it. My own husband, who's not even into bags, wants one. I get it. I see the appeal. In fact, I actually own the fuchsia wallet from the men's collection from a few years ago. Coin and card case. It was the fuchsia coin and card case. I think that was like one of the first things I unboxed on this channel, actually. Now, this whole collection as a whole, like, I'm not loving the slate blue. I'm not loving the lime green, but I get it. I see the appeal. Now, this music player, wearable wallet. Can I have my old iPod Classic back? Like, I loved that thing. I had so much music on there. Well, probably laughable by today's storage standards, but still. Now, the new model set. Let's look at these. So the Hobo Cargo, loving. It's a vibe. I'm into my Hobo era right now. I've been loving my Hermes Lindy. I have that Guy Bear bag that I absolutely love. The Coach Zoe. So I've been into my shoulder bag moment for a minute here. When they work on my sad sloping shoulders, I need to work on my posture, if you will. Overall, I'm really digging this collection. It's almost giving like Mahina energy with like the perforations, or like a more elevated empreinte leather, in my opinion. So I'm here for it. Like I'm enjoying this one. It's just the empreinte leather. It feels so dry to the touch. Like I never wrap my head around it. And I am here for the men's spring summer 2025 pre-collection because I got my start in LV at a young age. So I was collecting like the older epi pieces. I had the Borneo green, the Toledo blue. I even had Mandarin for a time. Like I had a lot of amazing epi pieces back then. So anytime they bring out epi, I can appreciate it. And I am loving the Christopher backpack in this like chocolate brown leather. We've got a Keepall to match. The Hobo Cargo from this set, stunning. I even love the Keepall Bandoulière 25, and I think I featured this recently, and I did in one of my spring picks, and I just love that this one has like suede, empreinte suede on it. You've got the leather, you've got like a pouch on the front, and the monogram. So it's leaning into that whole utility cargo trend, absolutely fabulous. LV Colorama, it's a fun way to update the monogram. You don't have to worry about Vachetta that way. At the end of the day, like I feel like we've seen it before. Kind of reminding me of the Marilyns that came in the trunk that were all like different colored alligator. It's kind of giving that energy, which was a vibe then, but I don't know, I'm kind of over it now. And what I loved about the ski collection is Louis Vuitton is all about travel and utility, and this collection really encapsulated that pretty well. Loved that denim shearling Speedy 40 bandolier moment. And I like that the Speedy 40 is in the men's collection now. Like I loved the Speedy 40. I've owned so many over my lifetime, different colorways, different monograms. It always just made more sense as a men's bag in my argument because it's bigger. It's almost a Keepall 45, but it's still like an everyday size. So I love to see Pharrell kind of moving that over into the men's category. But the fall winter 2024 workwear collection with Louis Vuitton and Timberland, amazing. So this one, it's edgy, it's cool, it's utilitarian, but it also is distinctly kind of like Southwest energy. I did love this collection, and my favorite pieces from this, first of all, the Keepall 50, $6,000, take my money. It's giving me all of that like Western kind of tooled leather energy like we've seen on handbags and belts. I love the addition of the fringe because listen, fringe is going to be huge this year. I bought a lot of fringe bags. If you need to see videos on that, go and check them out. My top tier Louis Vuitton bag has to be the Speedy 40 that's embroidered. It's denim. It's a very special collection, which we covered more in my spring bags of 2025. But to me, Pharrell, he gets it. Like he understands like what Louis Vuitton was, and he understands their iconography, where they're going, what they need to be, and he delivers it. Yes, there's a few misses in the men's section, but not like the women's section. Like I love Guess Gear. His Balenciaga era will forever reign supreme. Like no one can top what he did at Balenciaga. Like he took a dead brand, quite literally, put it back on the map, and we're still talking about his collections in 2025. He left the brand over a decade ago. That is how good Guess Gear is. But for me, like it's never really clicked at Louis Vuitton. The reason I haven't bought an LV bag in so long, well, the price. Like I refuse to pay that for coated canvas. But at the end of the day, like the Guess Gear collections have just never inspired me. Like even like aside from the Brazza wallet, which has been like a mainstay at LV for many, many years, the only other new piece I've purchased was from the men's collection. That's a lie. I just lied to you. I'm so sorry. I did get the coin and cameo bandeau from the Fornasetti collection, and one day I will add like the Speedy, the Pochette Métis. I definitely want like that little like rotunda bag. You know what I'm talking about. Don't make me Google it. That is probably the one LV collab over the last decade that I've absolutely loved and had to have something from. I wanted something from Murakami's, multicolor collection because I have some of the originals. Not enough to fight for it like some people had to. I'm ready for something new for the women's collections over at Louis Vuitton. I don't know if we're gonna see that anytime soon, which is kind of a shame. Let me know down in the comments, like their new it bag, the biker, like all over Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, like we keep seeing this bag advertised. Do any of you actually own one? And what do you think of it so far? I'm curious to know. Let's get a conversation going. Am I completely off base? Not loving the women's stuff right now at LV? Let me hear your thoughts down in the comments, guys. And until next time, stay safe, have fun. See y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.